talk about.
We have got to talk about football.
We're going to go from God, I wish I could ignore football to football.
Ooh, football. Okay, so we're gonna have to. We're already at like an hour and a half for the show, so
We're at an hour 15.
Hour 15. So we're in a good spot. We are going to do our yearly thing. So what we do is we're going to start with. I think we should start with the AFC, just because I think it's easily the strongest conference.
It's
by far.
I think the best way to tell is you look at the two South divisions.
Yeah.
The two South divisions in both conferences are terrible. They're both terrible. But the AFC South feels like an actual conference that can be, or division that can be won. Whereas the NFC South, I'm like, oh, it's Tampa Bay.
Well, I'll be honest. Now, especially nowadays, the NFC South is a one team.
It's Tampa Bay.
It's Tampa Bay. That's it.
Everybody else is rebuilding.
Yes. And they're doing bad at
Whereas the AFC South has been rebuilding for 10 years.
Yeah. So we're going to go to each side. We're going to say what we think the records are going to be for each team.
Yep.
Then we're going to give our playoff predictions, Super Bowl predictions, whatnot.
And this is me up top at the front of the segment saying that, yes, I am terribly biased. Yes, I will be saying that the AFC East, I hope, loses terribly.
So now here's the thing. The only bias, and I will admit to this, is I hate the Kansas City Chiefs. I literally went through every record, and not record, every schedule, all the games, who was playing, road away. So I feel that this list is as unbiased as it can be, and I am taking into account that, and I preface this when we get to the Chiefs, that the shenanigans that went on last year, since they were called out pretty much, will not happen again. They will not have the officials on their side.
I got something about that to say when we get there.
True. But, I mean, now it's like it's out in the ether.
Oh, I'm saying that like the Astros and their banging of garbage cans, it's not that the behavior stopped, it just changed.
Yes. So we'll have to see. Okay, so AFC... Got to start with the AFC East.
You always got to start with the East.
Okay, so I will go first since I know
the unbiased source.
I'm the unbiased source. So, being the unbiased source, winning the AFC East, Buffalo Bills with a 15-2 record.
Oh God, I hope.
The big reason is they don't have a very difficult schedule. You look at their schedule, it is not that difficult. Like I was going through the games, like the two losses. I know one of them is the Ravens.
Yeah,
we
always
have them
lose
splitting with the Ravens, but it's like they do not have a difficult schedule. Like they play the Chiefs at home.
Yeah.
So it's like they have a lot of momentum going for them. So I have them finishing 15-2.
I mean, like we always beat the Chiefs in the regular season. That's never been the problem.
And this is where the postseason stuff's going to come into effect. Second is going to be the New England Patriots with an 8-9 record. A lot of that goes off of what they were building last year.
Yep.
I think Vrabes is a huge addition to that team, and also bringing back McDermott. The offensive coordinator. I can't think of his name.
Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels. I said McDermott. Bring McDaniels back is huge because he's proven that he is a really good offensive coordinator. He is a dog shit head coach. Mm-hmm. So having him with Vrabes, I have once again with an 8-9 record, isn't high hopes, but it's. I can see them beating the bad teams.
This is where my bias comes in. I really want them. I so terribly
but you got to remember, this is no longer the
Belichick. No. But Steve, they had their time.
Yeah.
And they don't get to come back out into the sunshine yet.
My last one will make you happy.
No. I'm not done with this because I've been upset
you talk about it when you get to yours. So I have the Jets, the rebuilding new coach.
Yep.
New quarterback, everything, and I do love Justin Fields, and I hope him the best. 7-10.
Okay.
So a
bounce back season for them.
Well, they had a better record last year, didn't they? Than 7-10. I thought they were like maybe in the same realm.
In the same realm.
Yeah. And then the death nail to the current Miami Dolphins roster is a 5-12 record.
Is Tua going to get hurt again? Over under on Tua getting hurt?
Not only is the Tua thing, I don't necessarily know if he's going to get hurt. I just don't have faith anymore. As much as I love McDaniels, I don't have faith anymore.
Yeah.
And to me, it's their toughest games for them on the road are in the first half of their season. They're easier road games, but their road games in the snow or
Yeah.
in the cold weather are in the second half of their season.
Yeah.
So I looked at that and I'm like, I don't. And they have a really kind of difficult schedule with people coming to Miami. So to me, I looked at that and I'm like, this is it. Mike McDaniel,
Yeah.
you're gone, dude, after the season.
Which
as
is-
much as I liked him
Yeah.
at first, but now I can understand that he was all flash, no substance.
Well, I look at him like Robert Saleh. They are people that I would covet if they weren't in my division. If I didn't have to
But see,
deal
like
with them.
Saleh, I would covet him as what he is, the defensive coordinator of San Francisco.
I think that he got a raw deal.
Oh,
in
he
New
got a
York.
raw deal.
I think he could do it. Maybe not under those circumstances.
I don't think he has that head coach aura to run the whole thing.
I think if he had a quarterback that was on the same wavelength, but he never did. He had Zach Wilson, who he was constantly mopping up after. He had Tyrod Taylor, who's good but not great. He could be, but he's always a stand-in. And he had Aaron Rodgers, who is always just going to do his own thing and refuse high fives. And then he got fired, and we saw how bad the Jets were without him. So,
Well, mainly for that was because of the defense.
well, but why was the defense so bad?
Because he was gone.
Because Robert Saleh was a defensive-minded coach.
Exactly.
And the guy that was coaching the defense had to be elevated to head coach.
Yes.
And so you have this situation where no one's leading the defense anymore because the defensive coordinator is now the head coach because the defensive-minded coach who was helping him is gone.
Yeah.
Because Woody Johnson has a big dick and wants to make sure you know it.
He probably has a tiny dick. And
That's really what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But he wants you to think he has a big dick.
So that was me, AFC East, Bills 15-2.
I will agree with you in that I want the Bills to be great. I need this to be our year. I can't take this anymore. I can't take it anymore, Steve. It's the will they won't they of it all. This is worse than Sam and Diane. I can't with this. So we had the chance to finish up all of our business last year. The refs stole it from us. I'm still mad. There's again in the long line of documentaries about the last 10 years that I'm going to make. There's a really good documentary in my brain somewhere about how the Bills have just been robbed over and over and over again and would have made at least one Super Bowl if not for one of these ticky-tacky stupid calls that doesn't really apply to the situation.
Yeah, but it all started with McDermott not being able to stop Patrick Mahomes with 13 seconds left to getting a field goal.
That's true. That is true. I don't have a rebuttal on that.
My brother's team name is still Fire McDermott because he was still mad from
that.
that.
Well, so this is my thing is that I coined this term last year and I'm going to continue to use it. The Bills' success is going to be not based on Josh Allen, unless he gets hurt. Knock on wood, he won't get hurt.
No.
But dude just got married. He doesn't deserve to get injured.
I agree.
And who doesn't want to be nursed back to health by Haley Steinfeld? But like still, if we can get over the terrible, scratchy, flaky, itchy case of McDermottitis that we had last year, because I agree with you, some of those losses were fully on him.
Oh, absolutely.
That Texans loss. Fully on McDermott.
He doesn't know how to make those late game
He does not.
calls.
He does not. And there's a reason why I say it's that red, itchy, scratchy, flaky McDermottitis because he is flaky.
He is flaky.
But I do hope that this is our year. We have a good wide receiver core for the first time. No big names, but I'll take it. I'm happy with it. If we maybe make a trade in the middle of the season, I wouldn't say no. Our tight ends are coming along nicely.
Yep.
I really think our
re-signed your running back.
Thank God we finally
who
got
I picked up in my first fantasy football league draft, which I looked at everyone. I'm like, he scored 16 rushing touchdowns last year. No one. I got him in like the 5th round.
Tiberius. Now that he's signed, I think James Tiberius Cook is gonna be just a fun.
I think he's going to be amazing.
He's a cannon.
Yeah.
And I like the guys behind him too. So I think that the running game's going to be good.
And the funny part is people are always like, well, he's a good supplement to the other running back. He's a good supplement to the other running back, who's Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is like
the
Derrick
running
Henry.
Backs.
Yeah.
And so we have the 3 guys and then Josh.
Yeah.
But we have 4 running backs. So I do hope the Bills are capable this year, more than capable. I want them to win. And so 15-2 sounds great to me. I will take 15-2 happily with a big old plate. I have concerns over being necessarily the number 1 seed. I think being the number 1 seed is a mixed bag at times, depending on situations. I see a lot of number 1 seeds in the last 10 years.
I don't have Buffalo being the number 1 seed in the AFC.
You could have Kansas City getting more help, I see.
No.
Baltimore?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
You gotta tell your team.
I so badly want New England to be 3-14. I want it to be a cataclysmic failure because all of the Bostonians are already thumping. They are acting like they've been in the doldrums for 20 years and it's their time. Dude, you've been in there for 3 years.
I was going to say, it hasn't been a long time.
You've been in there for 3 years. You get back in that basement. You have not gotten out of that basement yet, and you do not deserve to get out of that basement yet. So I don't want to... This is why I'm upset, is because I am legitimately worried, because I hate Vrabel. I've hated him since he was a player. I've always hated Vrabel, and now he's here. Fucking... I hate McDaniels. I've always hated McDaniels. He's a fucking piece of shit, literally and on the field. I don't like that Drake May is so good. I really dislike that. I hope Diggsy is just a cataclysmic failure.
He's going to be a failure.
That gets traded out of town mid-season. I want him to get traded to Dallas.
He'll be done.
Like, get him out of here. Yeah. Get him out. I want the Patriots to be so bad that Bostonians are weeping into their Cheerios every morning.
They're Dunkin'.
They're Dunkin', yes. The Jets, I am also worried about because I don't think Aaron Glenn's going to be a bad coach. Now, I said the same thing about Saleh. I said the exact same thing about Saleh.
But it took years, and Saleh was bad because he's new to being a head coach.
So I'm very curious to see how that goes. Between him and Justin Fields, it's either going to work or it's not. I don't really see a middle ground on this. But I could see them going like a solid 8-9. I think they could do an 8-9. 8-9 sounds plausible for the Jets.
This is in the realm of
which unfortunately means we're probably going to split with them, which I hate. I want every season to be a season where we sweep the division. The only reason we didn't last year was because we had already made the playoffs and we didn't fucking need to play against the Patriots. And by them winning, they lost draft placement, so it worked out kind of well. Unless their tackle is really good, in which case it's not great. The Dolphins, my hated Dolphins. And I do end up having a little bit of conflict here because I also like McDaniel. I do,
but I
like his swag.
I think with his feet against the fire, I don't know if he's going to be able to
But that's the thing, is that I think that this is going to be the first season of real internal problems.
Yeah.
Between Tua getting hurt all the time and Tyreek Hill being...
His brain is going to burst. And he's going to let all of the bad out.
I'm so worried. Both of them. I'm worried about Tua literally and Tyreek metaphorically.
Exactly.
But I just look at Tyreek and his situation. I think they made him a captain pretty much because they had to. And it just, like, even the people in Miami are like, this smells like it's going to be a bad season, guys.
Oh, it's not going to be
This smells like cooked fish. And
not going to be good.
So I hope that's the case because I fucking hate the Dolphins. And I would love for the Dolphins to be so bad that McDaniel gets kicked out of the division. That'd be great. You go anywhere else, I'm happy. Hell, I'll give you anywhere else in the AFC. I prefer you in the NFC, but I'll give you anywhere else in the AFC if you want to go. Just don't come here. I don't want you here. I don't want you being my headache, okay? I think you're a swaggy guy. I think you're really cool. I don't want you in my life, okay? No hard feelings. Get out of here. Unless you want to be our offensive coordinator, in which case we can talk. So ultimately, I think the Dolphins. I would love to see the Dolphins also go like 4-13. Like, I would just fucking love that. That'd be great. Whether it's going to happen or not is another question. So,
okay, so now we're on to the North, which to me is going to be the number one division in the AFC. So number one, Baltimore Ravens, 16-1. Them going undefeated. But looking at their schedule, it is very favorable, especially a lot of the road games. And they, to me, as much as the Bills have that chip on their shoulder, I think the Ravens are the only other team in the NFL who has an equally sized chip on their shoulder.
Oh, absolutely.
And the way that they are, like, a lot of people, especially, once again, during my draft, everyone was busting on, I can't remember who picked up Derrick Henry. I'm like, he doesn't need to be, and I use this analogy to my nephew because he's like, oh, he's old, and I'm like, you don't remember Jerome Bettis at the end of his career? He didn't need to be this
bulldozing.
Awesome. That's
there
what
is
Derrick
no
Henry
speed.
is.
It is all power.
Exactly, and he still has freakish speed, but you give him the ball in the red zone, he will get in that fucking end zone.
Yeah,
and
they just need Mark Andrews to stop dropping passes. As a team that benefited enormously by Mark Andrews' slippery fingers, I am so grateful because we were going to lose that game.
Yeah.
We were 100% going to lose that game.
Yeah.
And then, whoops.
Yeah.
So if you can get that solved, I think that solves an enormous amount of your problems. So Isaiah likely might be the solution here.
I think Baltimore's going to be crushing everybody this year, to be honest.
And they just got a wide receiver, too. I can't remember who, but I think they drafted a wide receiver or somebody. Yeah.
My second place team, and this one was tough. A lot of their matchups, I was looking at them from a defensive side. And I had the Cincinnati Bengals at 12-5. The reason I have them 12-5 is the games where I was like, ooh, their defense is going to get torched. I looked at the other team's defense, and I'm like, they're going to be able to put up. This team will be able to put up 40 points a game.
Yeah.
With their offense the way it is. So to me, I'm like, all right, I was being super critical of them with all the issues going on with Trey Hendrickson and all that stuff going on. Everyone on the offensive side having their money, I'm like, oh, man, it's going to be tough to stop. And Joe Burrow really is, in my opinion, from a pure passing point of view, is the best quarterback in the league.
I would agree with that. He is definitely the best
so
passer.
Dead on.
He has that Joe Montana flair.
Oh, yes, he does.
It's effortless.
Yes.
No, I would agree. The Bengals give me the sense of the classic Saints, Colts, just these offenses that run, and we don't play defense. Mm-hmm. We don't have to play defense because we're going to score 50. So if you can score 50 with us with our porous defense, then that's what you're going to have to do to win.
I agree. And then third, I have Pittsburgh Steelers at 11-6.
Yep.
Which is, I believe, only one game better than last year. But you look at their, having Aaron Rodgers, who knows how he's going to be, getting rid of what's his nuts who went to the Cowboys. Pickett, who was an absolute basket.
Pickens.
And getting Metcalf.
Yeah.
It's like, I can see them going, once again, I have them losing in the first round of the playoffs, but I can see them being able to squeak out 11 wins.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom, the abysmal Cleveland Browns won. And I was honestly trying to do everything in my power to have them go without a win this year.
Yeah.
But I found a game where I think it's against Tennessee where I think they'll win 1-16. I think they're the worst team in the NFL.
This is our chance to finally talk about the Browns.
Yes.
Because this has been brewing on the back of the stove for months, and it's the funniest fucking thing to ever happen. This is incredible.
Yeah.
We are watching owner tampering.
Yeah.
In real time.
Because is this the third or fourth year that Deshaun was on the team?
This is
the third year, right?
The third year.
And he's already officially, unofficially no longer part of that team.
No, not true. The Browns technically have 6 quarterbacks.
That's why I said unofficially.
Yes.
Because he will never see the field again.
Theoretically. And I say theoretically because he's still under contract and he's still going to expect to play when he's healthy, which is currently slated to be about November.
Yes.
So, for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, the Browns have been hilarious for the last 20 years.
Oh, it's been
they had
since they came back.
They had their team stripped from them by Art Modell, and then they were such an institution that the NFL rebirthed them.
Yes.
And ever since that rebirth, they have been atrocious.
God, terrible.
And when they are good, the very next season, they take immaculate measures to become terrible again.
But that's the thing, is you have this team that had a quarterback that brought him to the playoffs in Baker Mayfield.
Yes!
And then you shoot him out.
You had it solved!
To bring in a habitual rapist.
Again, anybody who doesn't know, the Browns, one of the memes around the Browns has been that you just take a jersey and you stick a name on it because they've had so many quarterbacks in 20 years. God. A laughable amount of quarterbacks.
The only team that has had more is the Chicago Bears, to be honest.
I don't even know if that's true.
It's close.
I think the Browns have had the most quarterbacks over the course of a period of time. We're to the point when I was 10 years ago, when this meme started, it was 2 lines of names. We're now to the point where it's 3 lines of names, and they're going to have to shrink the text so that they can put a 4th line of names on because the Browns have 6 quarterbacks on the team. So what had happened was Deshaun Watson comes in, and because of that, Baker Mayfield has to go. Baker Mayfield just got them to the playoffs. I guess fuck that, because Jimmy Haslam wants Deshaun Watson and signs him to that enormous contract that we were talking about earlier. And Deshaun Watson fucking sucks. On top of being a terrible human being, he's a not good quarterback on top of everything else, and definitely not worth the amount of money and draft picks that they paid for him. So Deshaun gets injured last year, and he's been so bad that people cheer for him. And then in a absolutely hilarious turn that had me trying not to scream on an airplane when I was watching the footage of it on my way back from England. You saw Jameis Winston and Myles Garrett, two people who are also not good people, defending Deshaun Watson and saying things like he has to fight for his life on the field. He could die at any time. It's unfair for all of these people to boo him when he is a stand-up person and a role model in the community.
So in the last decade, the Bears have had 13 starting quarterbacks. The Browns have had 17.
Yeah. There you go.
17 in 10 years.
In 10 years. That's outrageous. The Bills have had 3.
Yeah.
In that same period.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is. This is what it looks like to be successful versus not successful. And when they had it, they said, no, shiny object over here. Let's go and get the rapist.
Yeah.
So the Browns now are without a quarterback. So they come into this year and they're like, okay, so we already, after everything happened with Deshaun Watson, we brought in Joe Flacco, and he was really good for us. He got us to the playoffs, but then we got rid of him because that's what we do, so we can keep Deshaun Watson. And then Deshaun Watson was terrible, so now we're bringing back in Joe Flacco. So that's 2. Okay, so then we have to have a young person because Joe Flacco is ancient and Deshaun Watson is injured, so we're going to bring in Kenny Pickett. We're going to trade value with the Eagles
for Kenny Pickett.
Okay, whose biggest thing that he's done is take the victory formation in the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
That's his biggest claim to fame, and fake sliding. You would know he would be a better quarterback if we didn't still talk about him being a fake slider.
And him picking a Pickett reminds me of back in the day when the Chicago Bears from Seattle got Rick Meyer and thought he was going to be their go, and he lasted half a season.
Yeah. So now you have 3. So the point at which this becomes hilarious is the draft. During the draft, they draft Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round. And we're all like, okay, makes sense, right? You need a quarterback. You don't want Shador. He's still there. Fine, you take Gabriel. And now Jimmy Haslam comes in. And while he says that he did not make this call, and all the people in the front office who are paid by Jimmy Haslam say that he did not make this call, you can fucking tell that Jimmy Haslam came into the room and said, we are taking Shador Sanders. He is too high a value for us not to take. We just took a quarterback 2 rounds ago, and we could have taken Shador, but he's still here. So now we're going to take a second quarterback who has been passed on by the entire league 5 times over in this draft because he's such a character flag. Not because he doesn't necessarily have talent, but because his talent doesn't outweigh how bad his character is.
Here's my conspiracy theory on this. I think the owner knows that they're going to be bad this year.
So he can fire Stefanski and bring in Deion
Sanders.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only thing that makes sense. And the only way this comes to fruition is start of season if Shador's still on the team.
Yeah.
Because he is still, I think, ranked number 4.
He's 3 or 4th on the depth chart.
Yeah. So,
but then, on top of everything else, all of these quarterbacks start getting injured in camp. So they bring Tyler Snoop Huntley onto the team. So now they have 6. Now they have 6 quarterbacks. The saying is when you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. They have 6.
Yeah.
So what's the plan here? Joe Flacco's going to start the season. We know that.
Yep.
Is there a further plan?
And all 5 of your other ones combined don't equal Deshaun Watson's fucking salary. That's the funniest part.
And at the end of all of this, Deshaun's going to want to play when he's healthy in November.
I still say I don't think he's ever going to step foot on an NFL field. Not even just that. I don't think he's going to step foot on an NFL field ever again.
I could see a world where, let's say, the Raiders. The Raiders think that they're a quarterback away, and Geno's not doing it.
You know why they wouldn't do it? Brady wouldn't do it.
Are you sure?
I'm 1,000% sure.
Are you sure? Because I've seen Brady say things a lot and then do the exact opposite.
I don't see him bringing Deshaun.
I don't know. He brought in Antonio Brown.
Yeah, but I think Antonio Brown was a stopgap. I think they knew there wasn't really any really good coaching candidates until. And I still don't know how much pull he had last year when they brought Antonio Brown in.
Yeah.
This year he seems to have quite a bit more impact.
It seemed like he had some pull last year, but I'm just talking about in Tampa when he insisted on putting Antonio Brown on the team.
Oh, you're talking about that, yeah.
In spite of all of his problems.
It got him a Super Bowl, though.
It did. No, but I'm just saying Tom Brady can say whatever he wants to in front of the cameras.
But here's the thing, though. He's smart enough to know you can't have a person like Antonio Brown at the quarterback position. You can't. He could have Antonio Brown as like his third or fourth option as a playmaker on the field. But you can't. Of all the positions, Brady will not just bring in anybody.
I don't know. I think if Brady sees the fire and the work ethic in Deshaun, he's going to be willing to overlook everything else. I don't know if he has it, but if Brady sees it, then I think he's going to overlook everything else. Because that was always the problem with
Deshaun in Cleveland, is he was too dumb to be able to change how he is to this system of play that Stefanski? No, Stefanski.
Yeah, Stefanski.
In Cleveland. He, like when he had Deshaun Watson, Watson was, so they were trying to tailor their offense to Watson.
They changed it to his college Clemson offense.
Because he was too dumb to try to pick up.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I don't think that worth ethic's there.
Yeah.
Because you need to have some kind of an intellect.
Well, and there's a reason why he's fallen off a cliff.
Exactly.
So, no, I agree with you. But, oh, my God, Cleveland, can you not for like 5 minutes? And also, you just submitted the weakest card I've ever seen and said, okay, we don't want to play in Cleveland anymore and we're going to get a dome because it's too cold outside.
Yeah.
Babies! They're babies!
That's the point of playing in Cleveland.
Yes!
That's
the advantage.
Yes.
Look at Green Bay. Look at Buffalo. Look at Boston. Yes. What do these things have in common? Look at Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Fucking Pittsburgh. Baltimore. Come on. What are we talking about here?
Look what happens when these dome and hot weather teams have to go. Like that below zero game in Kansas City against Miami. Miami, in my opinion, was a better team, and Kansas City blew them out because it was minus 20 degrees out.
Well, I was always so mad when we had to play our game back when we were still playing games in Toronto, which might be coming back at some point. Who can fucking say? But I was always so mad when we would have to play Miami and Toronto because it was a dome game.
Yep.
And I'm like, you're taking away our advantage.
Exactly.
That's part of the advantage over them is that it's for the same reason that I hate playing Miami in Buffalo in September. Mm-hmm. I would much rather play Miami in Buffalo in December.
Gotcha.
And play Miami in October.
Exactly.
When it's still hot.
Which I believe that's how the season's going this year.
I hope so, because that's
my favorite. I believe they're playing Miami. I think it is actually October. It's not the first year like it was last year. Mm-hmm. So it is going to be when it's a little cooler in Miami and not the 90 degrees.
As long as it's not like that one game.
Oh, that was the worst.
No, it's September 18th. We're still in red hot zones. Yeah. It's still possible.
But I think Buffalo will be
prepared. September 18th is Miami is coming to Buffalo. And then November we're going
switched. Okay.
So we're not getting our snow game. It's fine.
That's still better.
Ricky Williams, Frozen Dreads. Yeah, that's all I can tell you.
So what is your?
I agree with you. I agree with you on all of your placements. Maybe not necessarily on all of the standings, but I would say your placements. I think the Ravens are fed up. I think you're right. The Ravens are just as fed up as we are.
They're going to be really mad.
And I think that the Bengals are going to fully abandon defense.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to sign Trey Hendrickson. They're either going to say you can either come and play or we'll trade you halfway through the season after fining you a bunch of games. But I don't think they're going to sign him to a new contract, which is fucking criminal. I really want to see. I didn't used to hate the Steelers, but the last few years I've really started hating the Steelers. And I think it's just in my blood. My dad hates the Steelers, and I think it's just something there. There's just some element. They're the closest NFL team to us, technically speaking. Mm-hmm. So even though they're not in our division, there's a kind of a backyard animus to them. But between the Aaron Rodgers coverage, which was so obnoxious.
Oh, it was
and
beyond
the only thing worse than the coverage was all the people submitting the coverage being like, God, I wish we could talk about literally anything else. You fucking can. Mm-hmm. There's baseball. There's basketball. There's fucking hockey. There's, goddammit, there's soccer. You could talk about women's basketball if you wanted to. They're still playing. You want to do anything? No? We're just going to do Aaron Rodgers watch. Are you sure? Man. Are you sure?
That's why there's a network specifically for football.
It just made me so mad. Yeah. I was just like, this fucking sucks. And then he finally signs, and everybody's like, blah, blah, blah. So we'll see. I would love for it to be another 9-8 season. That would make me terribly happy for them to have a 9-8 season and then just fall back on Aaron's still learning the system and he's still getting on the same page with DJ.
This is his only year. Yeah. He's retiring after this.
Well, we'll see. So. I hope it's a massive failure just because I used to love Aaron Rodgers when he was early in his mustache era.
Yeah.
Like that period from 2010 through like 2016. I was like, I love this guy. This guy's cool. And then I don't know what happened, but he baked his brain somehow.
He's
just a fucking idiot now. And the Browns are the Browns.
Yeah, they're dog shit. All right, so the weakest division in the AFC, well, actually, yeah, kind of.
Oh, it is.
AFC South. So I currently have the Texans, which is the only good team. They're kind of like the Tampa Bay Bucks. I have them 14-3.
Yeah,
I like what they've been doing. I loved them last year. I think that DeMeco Ryans as a coach is awesome. Mm-hmm. I think the whole team is just. I think getting rid of Diggs.
Yeah,
is going to be a boost.
Diggs is a cancer.
He is.
I want to love Diggs. I want to go back to the Diggs Allen posters that were all over Rochester years ago. He's a fucking cancer. He's got hands of stone, and he's injury prone now. And he gives out pink powder to women on boats when he's supposed to be at practice.
Yeah, he's a fuck him. My number 2 in that division at a paltry 9-8 is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Which is still up for the Jags.
It is up for the Jags. I see them hitting that mediocrity stage. They've been bad. They're going to be mediocre. So 9-8, you're not going to make the playoffs, but you're going to be above 500.
You'll win a few games every once in a while.
And tying at 2-15 are the Colts and the Titans.
Yeah, they're both going to be bad.
They're both going to be bad.
I agree with you on all of this.
And the whole Danny Dimes on the Colts.
This is the thing.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
This is the thing. So Houston, I agree fully. The only thing I have to add is Houston, stop chomping our flavor. You're a horned ungulate wearing blue and red.
Yes.
Stop chomping on our flavor. Go get something else. Go anywhere, even if it's just changing the color scheme. I don't care, but just get something else. Mm-hmm. It doesn't even make sense to have your thing be a bull if you're the Texans.
Yeah, I never understood that.
Just get this shit out of here, okay? Yeah. Stop chomping on our flavor.
Go back to baby blue when you were the
Right?
Yeah.
But, oh my God, the Jags, Titans, and Colts, I think are going to be varying levels of terrible.
The Titans are going to be horrible.
The Jaguars are such a weird animal because they are good when I hate them to be good and bad when I want them to be good. Mm-hmm. And usually it's when they play us. It's very frustrating to have a bad team that plays badly other places play good against you. And you're like, God fucking damn it.
Yeah.
I don't believe in their new coach.
No.
I think their new coach is going to be here for 2 years and then he's gone.
Yep.
Or he would be if this was any other team, but with Shad Khan, he's going to keep him around for 7 years and then be like, yeah, this Liam Cohen thing's not working. It's like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. And I don't know that Trevor Lawrence is going to be the savior that everybody thought he was going to be.
No.
He has not grown as a quarterback at all. No. And then you get the Danny Dimes of it all. There's nothing to say about the Titans. What are you going to say about the Titans? They have a new coach who was... he brought in his dad to be the offensive coordinator. So he's a Nepo baby on top of everything else. And they have a new quarterback who nobody talked about because we were too busy talking about Shedeur Sanders.
And that is a team that is still to this day reeling from a couple years ago losing Vrabel and Henry.
Well,
they've never been able to.
The death knell, we heard it. We saw it on national TV. When they traded A.J. Brown and then drafted his comp, that was the first death knell of the Titans.
Yep.
That was it. That was the end of the game. And they have not recovered from that to the point where they are still shedding parts, trying to figure out who to blame for that misconduct.
And at one point, if they had an actual quarterback instead of Tannehill, they could have easily gotten to the Super Bowl.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That one year where they got hot, if they had a better quarterback. Yeah. Even if Tannehill just hadn't gotten hurt, it's like there were a lot of ifs in that. But I agree. Tannehill is he has upper mediocre, but that means he's still in the mediocre.
He's still in the mediocre.
And then speaking of the mediocre, God damn it, the Colts can't figure out what to do with quarterback. No. They just don't know.
And they have new ownership, new coaching.
Yeah, Jim Irsay kicked
rotation.
It, which I don't like being, crass about people dying, but Jim Irsay is not a good person.
No.
And his dad was not a good person. He's not a good person. I hope his daughters are better people because they're running the team now. I like that there's so many more female owners, except that they're all Nepo babies.
Yeah,
all of them won ownership from their fathers.
All I can think about is the Lakers, and it gives me fucking indigestion.
Genie bus. Yeah. So I just don't think the Colts are going to be good at all this year.
They're going to be terrible.
I almost wonder if at some point they're going to tank in the middle of the year so that they can have the second coming of Manning and try and draft Arch next year.
Could be.
You know? I could easily see them doing that.
Or the Browns will just draft the 7th quarterback.
People are legitimately saying that the Browns are doing this to be terrible.
Yeah.
And just select yet another quarterback next year and start all over again, which is incredible.
This whole thing is
unreal.
Insane. Now we get to the West.
Yes.
This is where I'm going to get pushback from people that I know, but I am going to stick with this, and I don't give a fuck. I'm putting this first one, winning the West, depends on if the coach gets repercussions, being Jim Harbaugh, for the whole Michigan debacle.
He hasn't. They've already announced
so
it.
then I think we'll be fine. It's going to blow over once the season starts.
So Michigan barely got repercussions for that.
Well, I know that's true too. So the Chargers are going to be 14-3. That's my goal with them. I once again, I think Herbert, he's a solid quarterback. They need to have some kind of a breakout season with him, and I think the second season under Harbaugh is going to be beneficial because I do love him as a coach, and I do think he is going to make that team better. Same thing goes with the Broncos, who I have at 12-5. I think a second year with Bo Nix looking as good as he did, the new running back, which is supposed to be the second coming of Emmitt Smith, and then you have another season under Sean Payton. I think they're going to be solid. I have the Chiefs at 9-8.
God,
this is the reason why I have them at 9-8.
Yeah, because Taylor Swift's going to go on tour.
No, I don't give a fuck what people say about Kermit.
Yeah,
Mahomes has not had a good season for it's been 3 seasons since he's had a solid quarterback
since
season.
He had that MVP.
He has quite literally been the middle of the road quarterback.
Yeah,
they have been relying on their defense and on getting these fucking calls from the refs.
Oh, they have been buoyed by the refs.
Oh, 1,000%.
To a hilarious degree.
Yeah.
Like, we talked about it last year, but I want to talk about it again because we missed most of the season last year. The nature of Kansas City being buoyed by the refs. Yes. You can say whatever you want. I see it every game. It is unmistakable.
Oh,
you
absolutely
see it all
unmistakable.
The time. And by the time you get to the end of the season and you have that terrible call where a guy who's behind the play runs up and respots the ball to say that Josh is short.
Yeah.
In the championship game.
Yeah.
On the final drive.
Yeah.
He was behind the play. How in the world could he see where the play ended? Yeah. There's no way.
We could do a whole show on the fucking calls.
And so,
but then there's
anybody who doesn't know, they got rid of all those refs.
Yes.
4 refs were dismissed, or I guess demoted. They were sent back to college.
But once again, I think what's going to keep this from happening is now that it's really out there in the world, the first time there's an event like this, it's going to become just the only thing anyone's going to talk about.
Well, let me introduce you to it happening right now. One of the big pieces of this Chiefs machine is Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice was caught on camera.
Yes.
Street racing in Dallas.
Yes.
Injuring several people, sending them to the hospital.
Yes.
Crashing 2 cars. Among others. The 2 cars that were racing crashed, and they crashed into several other cars. I think it was 5 cars total. All caught on camera.
Yes.
He pled guilty to felony charges. Okay? At the same time, I'm forgetting who specifically right now, but a similar player on another team had a similar thing happen. Actually, a lesser thing because it wasn't caught on camera. I think it was a drug charge. Or drunk driving. That was it. He was caught drunk driving. He was arrested. He pled guilty. The NFL has already heard the case for this other player and handed down the suspension for this other player. These events happened on the same day. Rashee Rice has not had his day in court yet. His
hearing's supposed to be in October.
His hearing's not until October.
Yes.
They could have scheduled it at any time. These 2 events happened on the same day.
Yes.
Rashee Rice still has not had his chance to be heard in court, even though he spent time in jail for what he did. And the NFL is just kind of twiddling their thumbs. Nothing to see here. We definitely don't want the Chiefs to get off to a cold start. We definitely don't want that. So I guess we're just going to wait and see if maybe it's more punishing to have him not be there in the second half of the season, because we're just going to let them have the first 6 fucking games with one of their top weapons. Now, I don't know if you want to talk to the Bengals about what a cold start can do to a season, but it seems to me that you are once again putting your thumb on the scale to give the Chiefs an advantage that they shouldn't have. This guy should not be on the field for the first 6 games of the year. Period.
So now, and this is where...
It was Addison in Minnesota was the other player.
Addison, Minnesota. This is where I agree with you, but this is where that started the season. So my reasoning with the Chiefs is they're going to lose him. I think there's no doubt he's going to get some kind of suspension. So they're going to lose Rashee Rice potentially for at least a month, maybe 2. Mm-hmm. Travis Kelce, I'm sorry. He's old. His body is not going to hold up.
I love the Kelce boys.
Yes.
I kind of hope Travis gets out of the spotlight so I can enjoy him without having to be annoyed at him.
But here's the Chiefs' start that they're going to have Rashee Rice at the Chargers starting the year. That, to me, I see as a loss. Mm-hmm. At home against the Eagles, Super Bowl, coming back up, Eagles are a much better team than the Chiefs.
Which they showed.
So I see that as a loss. On the road against the Giants, that's their first win. At home against the Ravens, I see the Ravens going in there and making a statement and beating the living shit out of them. Mm-hmm. So there's 1-3 right there. And then they're on the road against the Jaguars, which, I'll be honest with you, coin flip. I will give the Chiefs the benefit of the doubt. So right there, the first 5 games is 2-3. Mm-hmm. Then they lose Rashee Rice. Their next games after that against the Lions, against the Raiders, who plays them tough, against the Commanders,
and then
on the road against the Bills, and then the Broncos.
By then, Rashee Rice's hearing will have come and gone,
and
he may have been suspended.
But that is a stretch, dude. Mm-hmm. So that's why I am saying I think the Chiefs. All the Chiefs fans that think this is the next coming of the Patriots, mm-hmm. to me, there's the big difference. As much as you hate Belichick, and I hate Belichick, he was the thing that I hated the most about the Patriots. Him being a douchebag and rotating out players before they hit the Travis Kelce stage, bringing in young, better, and bringing in talent
to the point
while
where...
keeping that one, and I still say I don't give a fuck. You can say what you want about Mahomes and his athleticism being better than Brady. He is not the leader because even Brady has said, he's come out and said, he goes, I would write the fucking offensive game plans for our fucking team.
Brady refused to lose.
He
refuses to lose.
Yes. He had a interview recently where he went over the shit he would do. I understand why his wife left him, because he would not give a fuck about anything but football. Mahomes is not like that.
Yeah.
Mahomes likes the
He's
fucking
on commercials
flash.
all
He's
the
on
time.
commercials. He's doing all that stuff. So to me, I see the Kansas City Chiefs 9-8, and that's not making the playoffs.
I hope you're right.
And then at the bottom is the Raiders at 7-10. I don't think they're going to be bad. They're not going to be good. 7-10 is not a success, but they're going to be good enough to get some wins.
They're going to be on the low end of mediocre.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I don't have necessarily the same feeling that the Chiefs are going to be in the doldrums this year. God, I hope. God, I want it so bad, but I just don't know that it's going to happen because the NFL makes more money when the Chiefs are good, and it's as simple as that.
They do, but I think the blowback they got. And they understand that now the Chiefs are not the Cowboys. They're not America's team now. People hate the Chiefs as much as they hated the Patriots.
Yeah, but hate still means you're watching.
No, but just think about what the NFL did to try to fuck the Patriots, because they hated the fact that they were assholes and that the country hated them. They want a team that people love. Right now, people love, the Eagles.
Yeah.
Even though... their fucking coach is kind of a lunatic.
They
love teams like that. People love the Chargers.
Yeah,
they love these teams, and the reason why I think the Chiefs are going to be shitty, or not shitty, but they're going to take a big step down, is the AFC is so fucking strong,
and the AFC as a conference has been building itself to try and beat the Chiefs for a few years now.
And that's the thing.
So I also really wonder about the Chiefs' offensive line. They've had a lot of offensive line turnover. That can be a big deal. I really think it comes down to how much the NFL is willing to put their thumb on the scale.
Yeah.
Because everybody points to the Chiefs losing the Super Bowl and says, oh, but that's evidence that they didn't have their thumb on the scale. Did you watch that game? There were so many moments where the NFL tried to swing it in the Chiefs' favor, and it got away from them to the point where the NFL was like, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
We can only do so much to give you an upper hand, and at some point you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what fucking happened in that game.
Yep.
There were multiple drives that were stopped by bad flags that the announcers themselves were like, well, that's not a good call, in front of the entire country.
Yep.
So I think I agree with you in this. I think, or at least I really hope, that the NFL has learned their lesson vis-a-vis being caught helping the Chiefs win. I don't think that they have. I think that they're going to try and come up with new, more discreet ways to help the Chiefs win.
I'm going to equate this, and this is going to sound like a bad analogy, but it's the only analogy I can think of. The Epstein thing.
Yeah.
You had all of these people that thought, oh, I'm on board with Trump, and I'm on board with the Republicans are doing, so they're going to take care of this Epstein thing. And then now that it's come out that, oh, wait a second, their thumb is definitely on the scale, and there's shenanigans going on here, anything that comes out now is going to be super criticized by the people that were originally supporting them. That's what's happening with this official thing now, where everyone saw last year. And for those apologists that are Chiefs fans that said, oh, there was... You're not
out of your
the fucking
mind.
Games, dude.
You're out of your mind.
It was ridiculous.
It was to the point where I was saying, if I was a Chiefs fan, I would acknowledge it to say, stop doing it.
Yeah.
You're delegitimizing our success by making it seem like it's being held up by other people who want us to be successful.
Yeah.
We want to be seen as successful on our own. We don't want daddy holding our hand and being the Nepo baby of the NFL. And so I hope you're right. I do think the Chargers are probably going to finish second. I do have the Chiefs finishing first just because I got to see it to believe it. I really wonder how the whole Raiders thing is going to go because I like Pete Carroll, but he's old.
He is old.
And Geno is almost as old.
Yeah.
And so I'm just curious how that's going to go. The Raiders are not a well-run organization.
No, but I think that what they're doing right about this year is that this is the year to rebuild the structure, the basic foundation of the team. So you're going to bring in a solid coach, you're going to bring in a solid quarterback that are at the end of the run, build that foundation, and then grow from that.
Yeah.
And just change the whole structure of the team.
What I hope they do is find a good lieutenant for Carroll so he can retire in like a year and a half and hand it off to someone else.
Yeah.
And, I think that's your best option. I think these flash-in-the-pan moves that you've been going for, or just hire Rich Bisaccia.
Yeah.
Stop with the charade. Just hire Rich Bisaccia like you should have always done.
That's true.
I don't know what.
So,
NFC.
Playoffs for the AFC right now.
Yes.
I have Buffalo, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Houston, Denver, Chargers. That's my playoff teams. I have the AFC Championship game, Buffalo at Baltimore.
That would be good.
And Baltimore winning.
Yeah.
I hate to say it for Buffalo, but both teams, I think if it is those two teams, whoever has the home field advantage, because both of them are in the exact same spot.
Yeah.
They need to prove that they are Super Bowl worthy teams by A, beating the Chiefs in the postseason, and B, getting to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So whoever has home field in that game is going to win that game.
I'm going to say Bills, Ravens, Bengals, Houston, nobody else from the South. I don't want to give it to the Steelers, so I'm going to say three teams out of the West. Chiefs, Chargers,
I still think
Broncos.
the Broncos can be good.
I think the Broncos can be good, which is why I don't want to pick them, because I don't like it when the Broncos are good.
Yeah.
It's a pain in my ass.
That's true.
So that would be my pick.
Okay. Who you have going to the Super Bowl?
I gotta stick with my boys. If I don't believe and it happens, then I'll be upset. I gotta believe.
I think a big thing with Buffalo, once again, is the health of the defense.
Yeah.
If their defense can stay healthy.
If we can get our cornerback situation under control. Listen, we got rid of Kaiir Elam.
Yeah.
He's gone. He was a full failure. We brought in this new guy who was real cool at the draft. If we can get our secondary system in a good place with Hamlin on his full recovery road now, I'm just going to step aside really quick. How the fuck has Hamlin been nominated twice for Comeback Player of the Year and not won either time?
I have no
That's
idea.
to people who came off the couch both times.
Yeah.
Both times! Which is insane! What the fuck is wrong with you?
Also, like Bosa, can he stay healthy?
I don't think so. Listen, Joey Bosa to
Matt
me
Milano,
is...
can he stay healthy for once in his
that's a
fucking
good
career?
question. See, I'm glad that we have other guys on that defensive core
Yeah.
that can take on the responsibility of that, because I agree, Matt Milano, if he can stay healthy, he will be great.
Yeah.
But at least we have guys behind him who can pick up the flag and keep running. Joey Bosa, I think, is going to be like Von Miller. I think he's going to be a partial factor, but not a real factor.
Hopefully, I mean, if they can get one or like Von Miller that first season, was a huge game changer.
Yeah.
If they can do that, and get him a Super Bowl run this one season, that could be a changer.
I'm glad Vaughn's gone.
Yeah,
I'm very glad Vaughn is out of here finally. I don't know that Bosa is going to be enough to really push us over the top, but every little bit helps. I just think he's probably going to get injured in week 5, and that's going to be it.
I got you. All right, yeah, we got to make it to the NFC. We got to kind of burn through this. We're running real long. So NFC East. So I have Philadelphia 15-2. I don't see Philadelphia taking a step back. They're still a really solid team.
No, all the things that made Philadelphia quasi problematic last year have all been resolved and not been replaced with new problems. So
the only problem we could see is a rebirth of the Madden curse.
Yes,
and if that happens,
if Saquon gets injured, that's going to change.
Second is Washington 13-4.
Yeah.
Third, Dallas 7-10. I don't even have it, but the funny part is at 7-10, I actually have them making the playoffs. That's
really? That's how bad the NFC is.
And then the Giants, I have at 2-15. I think they're going to be just a train wreck. They can't make up their mind on quarterback.
Yeah.
Neighbors, if he doesn't get his touches, he's going to become an issue.
Yep.
And I
think that Daboll is like some of the other guys that we've been talking about. I think he's a better coordinator than he is a head coach, which breaks my heart because I really like Daboll. From the area, good guy. Seems like a good guy anyway. But I agree with you. I think they need to trade Jameis, get him out of there, and tell Russell, listen, you're going to start for 3 games, and then Jackson Dart's coming in. He's the future. We're not playing around with this. Yeah. And if you got a problem with that, we can trade you midseason. But I agree. 3 quarterbacks is too many quarterbacks. Yeah. That's not a solution. And Dallas, really quick, I know we don't have time, but we just got to touch on Jerry Jones being an absolute sociopath.
He's the worst thing that's happened in the NFL.
He's outrageous. Like, he has gotten to this point where we all have known for a while now that he's not worried with Dallas being good. He's worried with Dallas being relevant.
Yeah.
And so being relevant doesn't mean being good. Being relevant just means that you're talked about a lot. And so Jerry will go out of his way to do all these crazy shenanigan things. And the latest thing is with Micah Parsons and that whole thing where he's like, well, we had a handshake deal. Dude, you refused to talk to his agent.
Yeah.
You refused to give the numbers to his agent. You refused to have the agent in the room. You worked Micah over to try and keep the agent out of the room. Yeah. You can't turn around and be like, well, we had a deal. You clearly didn't.
No.
You clearly didn't.
He was talking about his agent as if he was, he can just fill out the paperwork. That's what agents supposed to do. No, this is what the lawyers do. Yeah. The agent's supposed to negotiate, then the lawyers figure out the language in the paperwork.
Well, and like he compared Micah to a child.
Yeah. With the mommy-daddy
With the mommy-daddy thing. And it was just like, what the actual fuck is wrong with you?
I'll be honest, though. The only way that this starts to change is if Micah Parsons does not sign with them.
I really want Parsons to hold out and get traded.
He's got to.
I really want that for him.
He absolutely has to.
I want it for Cowboy fans.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. My best friend is a Cowboy fan. I don't like the Cowboys, but I have a soft spot for them because of my best friend. For his sake, they need to trade Micah. Because you can't have the 3 contracts, Micah, Lamb, and Dak, all on the team. There's literally no money for anybody else.
Yeah.
Because Jerry is such a terrible negotiator.
Yeah, he's horrible.
He's the worst negotiator.
He's the worst GM, and I never thought I would say that knowing how bad a GM Bill Belichick was. Jerry Jones makes Bill Belichick look like the greatest general manager in the history of the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah. He is an absolutely atrocious GM, and he's becoming increasingly senile.
Yes.
Like, he really needs to be put in a room where they have 90s footage.
Yeah.
And just, hey, Jerry, we're building a team. It's 1992. Here are all your options.
But, like, here's the thing, is I don't think they're going to trade Parsons. So it's up to Parsons to just say, my back hurts, I am not playing.
I won't play. Yeah.
He cannot play a game.
No, don't play.
Or if he does, it'll continue.
To say nothing of the fact that he has alternate forms of income coming in.
Yeah.
So it's not even like he's going to get fined game checks and that's a problem.
Yeah.
Like,
and
he's got money.
Millions of fucking dollars. I'm sorry, you made enough money to last a normal human being a lifetime.
Yeah.
Already.
You can hold out a few weeks.
Or just say, hey, I retire.
Yeah.
And then in a
Pull
year
a Gronk.
or two. Yeah, exactly. Pull a Gronk, and in a year or two when his eligibility's up, as long as he stays in shape, I guarantee teams will fucking take him.
100%. He'll come out of retirement that afternoon if teams give Jerry the right amount of money.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just that he won't play for Jerry.
No.
No, but I agree. I think that the Eagles are it, and I really do think Washington's going to be great. Although I also think that Washington is kind of a baby for getting a dome built in the middle of RFK Stadium. You're a baby. You're a baby. You're a baby.
But I do like the fact that they told Trump to go fuck himself.
I like that, and I like that Dan Snyder has to watch all of this happen.
I know.
It makes me so happy.
It makes me happy. All right, so NFC North. So I am...
Another contentious
Now, once
division.
again, I want to stress this to people. This is not me being biased. This is me looking at the current landscape of not only the league, but these teams.
Do you have the Bears winning
Well, I have
the
the Bears
division?
at 14-3.
Wow.
The big thing for the Bears, they have the same weapons and offensive and defensive talent they had last year.
But without Eberflus.
Their coaching staff, the one coach that people aren't talking about is Eric Bieniemy.
Is he on Chicago?
He is one of their defensive position coaches.
No kidding.
And watching him in training camp and practice screaming, and that's the difference. The Bears have not had a disciplinarian coach for fucking ever, like starting before Lovie Smith.
Yeah.
These coaches are getting on these fucking players and like giving them shit. And if you look at it, and I'm sorry, I love Tyson Sabathia, and the fact that they just signed him as their backup going forward makes me so happy. And his preseason has been fucking ridiculous. Against the Chiefs, he threw the game-winning touchdowns this last game. Mm-hmm. I think he's had like multiple touchdowns and almost no picks. And also, Caleb has been playing out of his ass in this preseason, like amazingly well.
Well, and now he actually has a coach that coaches him. Eberflus was such a spectacular failure that
unbelievable.
Caleb had to teach himself how to watch film.
Yeah.
Because the Bears coaching staff didn't set aside anyone to watch film with the starting quarterback. Are you fucking kidding me?
But DJ Moore's going to blow up this year. I think Rome Odunze is going to blow up this year.
I think Rome is going to have a huge year.
They got great tight ends, solid.
They got a new one,
game.
Loveland.
Yep, who is kind of like iffy injury-wise, but I think he's coming off at just like a little nothing major. Okay, so this is where the people are going to call me a hater. I looked at schedules, once again. I did this completely looking at what these teams. Detroit at 6-11.
Whoa!
The big reason is I still believe a lot of their success came off of Ben Johnson and what he did with that offense.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, their defense is still not going to be spectacular coming off last year. They're still getting over a lot of their injuries. And offensively, I think they're going to take a major step back. I do feel like the balloon around Goff is going to pop. I think it is too. And they have a very difficult schedule, like an insanely difficult schedule, and that's a big thing. Next, I have the Packers at 5-12. I think the Packers also are going to have that bubble. The three teams, because that leaves Minnesota at 4-11 or 4-13. All of them have taken step backs, if either position-wise, coordinator-wise. I think the aura on these teams is going to take a massive hit, and a lot of people are like, the Bears. The only reason I'm having this. If you look at the talent level, coaching and player-wise, none of these teams are what the Bears are at. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. They're just not. And you can say what you want about LaFleur and how he's this great coach. I still don't think Jordan Love is the answer.
Yeah.
I think he's too turnover-prone, and he's too injury-prone, and he's coming off that hand injury. I know it's his non-throwing hand, but it's like you look at a lot of the things going on with these teams. I don't think J.J. McCarthy with the Vikings in his true rookie year, they're putting a lot of pressure on this guy that, okay, you could have started last year, but you were severely injured, and then we have this guy that was this throwaway from every other team in the NFL come in and show that it's a system that you can throw a system quarterback in, but how well are you going to hold up? Mm-hmm. Because you still haven't proved.
Well, and you think about what happened with Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
Because Sam Darnold, I think, is the reason why you could say that the Vikings could be good, but I agree with you. It comes down to how J.J. McCarthy plays.
Yeah.
Because Sam Darnold played really well in the system, and when he played really badly, what happened? They stunk.
Exactly.
They were really bad.
And he played badly in the games that
mattered most.
Exactly.
The last two games of the year, he played shitty.
So that makes you wonder about the coaching also.
See, I think O'Connell, I think he's actually a really great coach. I I think that defense is the thing that's going to be the big thing. Is that Brian Flores has this wild defense that is just running around madcap. So I don't have it as striking as you. I would have, I think it's tough. I still have the Lions winning the division because while I anticipate that they will have a step back, I think that they still have enough talent on the team to buoy themselves. Honestly, I would be more worried about the defense losing Aaron Glenn than the offense losing Ben Johnson. Because I don't think that there's any leadership on the defense. And so whereas there's leadership on the offense...
What leadership goes on the offense?
Unfortunately, it's Goff and St. Brown.
That's what I mean, though.
And so, I think... And Gibbs.
Yeah.
Gibbs in his second year. But I think that there's still people that can buoy the sentiment that was there. I don't know if there's anyone to do that on the defense. So I could see them taking a serious step back. I don't think that the North is going to be the powerhouse that it was last year.
Not
but
even.
I don't think that it's going to be as big as what you're saying. I do think that Green Bay is going to take a step back because I agree with you. I do not think Jordan Love is the answer. No. I just don't believe it.
No.
I see it with my eyes and I'm still like, I don't know, guys. You know, the fucking Pasternaut, what's his nuts? Josh Jacobs, not Josh Jacobs, whatever his name is. He had a few great weeks and then he fully fell off a cliff. And so, I don't know. I don't believe in Jordan Love. We'll see. I just don't believe it. But I do think Matt LaFleur is a really, really good coach. So
I think he's a good offensive mind, but the defense is wrong.
The defense has had issues, and they've lost some major players off that defense. So it's. I do think that they're going to take a step back. I would guess that they're probably going to end up being around 10-7 this year. I think the Vikings are probably going to end with 12 wins. I think the Bears are going to take a big step up. So I think the Bears are probably going to end with around the same 11, 12 wins. So it's really going to be a mosh pit to see who wins that division.
Okay, so NFC South. I'm not even going to talk about the other teams.
There's no point. It's Tampa Bay.
15-2.
Who else is going to? So either Bryce Young has an enormous year, or Tyler Shuck ends up being the next Tim.
And I honestly, I've been hearing some commentators talk about this, and it is true. Tampa Bay might make some noise this year.
Yeah.
Now they've had a couple years under Baker. Last year, they
got hot.
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
If they can stay healthy, I think that team can make some serious noise.
And the sound coming off Baker matches the team so well. There's such a harmony between those two elements.
I fucking love him.
And it's they take his brashness and they say, that's us. We're going to be brash. No, I agree. Atlanta, I think, is going to be a problem.
Garbage.
I mean, unless their new kid is really good, really, really good, I just don't think Penix is going to do it. And then you're going to have the whole Kirk Cousins thing looming over him.
Who's still on the fucking team, which blows my mind.
To say nothing of the fact that Atlanta has had all these weapons for years, and they still don't know what to do with them.
No idea.
In the same way that I was just talking about how the North is going to be good based on the coaches, not off the players.
Yeah.
Who is going to coach Atlanta up? Raheem Morris? He's not gonna get them over that line. No. And same with the other two. It's just this is
the Saints and the Panthers are
Bryce Young is either gonna be great or he's gonna be mediocre. And the Panthers are going to follow suit. They don't have anybody on defense. They've been shelling parts for years, so they're either going to be a happy surprise or very mediocre. And the Saints are in full rebuilding mode. They might be going after Arch Manning next year.
They might be.
For a second return of the Manning.
Makes sense because it'll be another Manning with them. All right, and then I'm going to finish with the West. So this one is going to have a couple surprise teams. Now, I'm basing my Rams pick on the fact that they're not going to have Stafford. Because I think the back issue is
more serious
a
than
much worse thing, yes. From somebody that has a bad back and I don't get hit, it's a much worse thing. I still think the 49ers are going to be the first one at 13-4. I think they're going to have a solid season. Once again, a lot of that depends on the health. It did help that they picked up Robinson Jr. from Washington as a backup running back.
Yes.
Huge. They have a really good running back.
Brian Robinson, I wish we had gotten him. We were going to get him for a few hours. And then...
I know the wide receivers, they lost Samuels, and Ayuk isn't going to be back for another couple months.
Here's my thing. Samuels is a great wide receiver when he's healthy.
When he wants to be, too.
And Ayuk is like that on steroids.
Yeah.
Ayuk either never wants to play or doesn't want to play today.
Yeah.
And it's just I never, when everybody was scrambling for Ayuk last year, I was like, why? Mm-hmm. Why? there's better players out there. Why are you all getting all up on Ayuk? Even on the Niners, there are better wide receivers. Ricky Pearsall is going to be really good. Jawan Jennings has been great the last few years.
Honestly, the big thing with them is I think their defense is finally going to get back to form because of Saleh.
Saleh's back.
That's going to be huge.
Yeah.
That's the biggest. It wasn't even the offense when I picked these games. A lot of it was the defense.
Yeah.
I think the defense is going to be fucking...
Those parts are still there.
Yeah.
They did shed a lot of pieces, but I think they've picked up some new ones that are unknown.
They shed a bunch of names that maybe were getting to the end of their road,
on their line,
which unfortunately,
which like, hey, if you guys feel like George Kittle is on the end of his rope, I will take a George Kittle. I'll take a George Kittle. I'll give you somebody.
Number 2 is going to be the Arizona Cardinals. I think they're going to be better this year, 11-6.
I think so too.
Yeah, I really think they're gonna make some noise.
Yeah, I think their coaches is Gannon or something. I can't remember. But
Harrison Jr. I think is gonna have a big year.
I think that's the thing. Yeah, is that they have all these pieces that I think are finally going to gel if they do gel. This is always the thing with Kyler Murray.
Exactly.
Is that is Kyler going to be a consistent player or is Kyler going to be something else? He's either the Kool-Aid man or he's a problem the other way. And as someone who got Kool-Aid man, I did not care for it. It sucked. It was bad. The Hail Murray, hated it, not good, disliked it greatly. So I have a lot of respect for Kool-Aid Man, but like, it doesn't always work out that way, and you don't have a reason why. You look at it and you're just like, but why isn't it working? So that's, I think I would have them third in the division.
Well, that's the thing though. The Rams I have at 7-10 and third in the division. The reason is, once again, you take Stafford out. I know you got Devontae Adams, but your backup is Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
We saw how that worked with Jimmy Garoppolo and Devontae Adams with the Raiders. Did not work.
Jimmy is as injured as Stafford without any of the upside.
Exactly. So you're very likely having a journeyman third-string quarterback being your quarterback running your team.
They're going to trade for Jameis or Russell. They're going to trade the Giants for one of their quarterbacks. Or maybe they're going to trade for Pickett.
It might.
But
yeah, it's...
Because I agree with you. When I first heard about the Stafford injury, I was like, it's probably nothing. And then the media kept reporting on it. I was like, that probably means it's nothing because the media likes to try and sniff around things that aren't anything. But the more you smell it, the more you're like, I don't know. Yeah. Like, I get holding him out of the entire preseason. That's fine. But that means he's going to be very rusty to start the year. And I love Matt Stafford. He is a fighter.
The thing about back injuries, they never get 100%. He gets one good hit, he is done.
Well, and not only that, you think that he was drafted the year after Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah.
So that's how long he's been here for.
Yeah.
So you kind of wonder if this is going to be the end of it.
I think he's, 37 or something like that. So with at that age with a back injury, I wish he would have just hung it up.
I think he probably should have, and I think he knows that too, which is why he went for that big contract push this last year, was because he knew it was just about over, and this was really his last chance to get paid.
These guys kill me with these contract push. They've made hundreds of millions of dollars. It's like, dude, just fucking enjoy your life.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy sitting on his bed in his 50s hearing voices because you hung on too long.
Yeah.
That's what it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
And then I have the Seahawks, which I think are kind of in rebuild mode, 6-11. They got Darnold, but I don't think Darnold's magic is going to transition over to
they have
the Seahawks.
Darnold and a rookie. Yeah. And that's their plan. And I agree with you. I don't think that this is going to work.
No.
Their coaching staff is not good. There's nothing there. I look at the options that they have. They won the Sam Darnold sweepstakes. Congratulations, I guess. I don't think Sam Darnold's a viable option. I don't. I think we have a lot of tape on Sam Darnold, and I love this idea that quarterbacks take longer to develop than they used to, and you just got to give them time. And I've seen him play, and I don't think it's there. I've never thought it was there. So I don't know. It could work. I could be wrong. I agree with you. I think San Francisco is going to take this division. I think especially if they learn to move away from some of their mainstays that they were leaning heavily on, your Christian McCaffreys and whatnot, and learn to try and stand up on their own, I think that's going to help. Brock Purdy has to have a big year this year.
Purdy.
I think he can do it.
He got paid. He got, $50 million?
I think he got overpaid. He got overpaid. But again, I'm of the mindset, and I hear more and more teams and media people talking about this idea of make your money on the back end as a quarterback. And as a quarterback, your job is to make the least amount of money on the team so that money can go towards people helping you.
Exactamundo. And another lesson, none of these quarterbacks are from Tom Brady.
No.
It's like I remember one of his contracts where he's like, if I can't feed my family on like $15 million a year, what the fuck am
I doing?
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, and Brock knows this because Purdy was living on like $200,000 a month or something. Yeah. He was still making bank, but not nearly what NFL players make. Yeah. And so, in San Francisco, you got to make rank. Who would have thought that San Francisco was going to become the new Mecca? That was weird. Yeah, remember when San Francisco was just a place with a bridge?
So, NFC title game, I have Tampa going to Philly and Philly winning.
Yeah.
And then having, once again, Baltimore-Philly in the Super Bowl with Baltimore finally getting their Super Bowl.
That would be a good Super Bowl.
I think it would.
A bird Super Bowl.
Yeah. Very East Coast, very hard-nosed.
Yes. Very, very beltway.
And you have the selling point of the two running backs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'll be the top of the line. Even though you have MVP. I don't think Jalen Hurts, was he in contention for MVP ever?
He was up for MVP, but he wasn't like a finalist. He was like
third or fourth, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. So him and Lamar Jackson is going to be a headline, but then you have Barkley
and Henry,
and it's like, dude, that would be a really good Super Bowl.
I am similar to you. I have Eagles, Commanders, Bucks, Lions. I'll say Bears, Vikings. So that's 5. I need 2 more. We'll say San Francisco and Arizona would be my picks. Talking about it and realizing that the Rams don't have a backup plan for Stafford, I agree. That bumps them to 3rd place. I would love to see San Francisco and Philadelphia in the championship game. I think that would be a fucking raucous championship game. And then I really want, like, my heart pick that I've been picking for over 10 years is Detroit-Buffalo. And I will continue to pick that as long as it is a viable option. But I will defer to the great Chris Berman. I will happily take Buffalo-San Francisco. 100%. That would be a great Super Bowl.
That would be a great Super Bowl. And I do have to throw in there part of my playoff bracket, because I even went like round 1 and round 2.
Wow, look at you.
Oh, I went crazy last night. I have Chicago going to Tampa for round 2 of the playoffs. And if that happens, for those of you who are listening who don't remember, Tampa used to be in Chicago's division.
Yes.
And if that happens, Tampa has to wear the old
orange.
creamsicle.
Yes.
They have to. If they're a Chicago-Tampa game, they fucking have to.
Children these days will never know the joy of the second Bay of Pigs.
Oh, my God.
Green Bay versus Tampa Bay used to be appointment viewing.
Best.
Oh, my God.
The best.
So good.
So good. So that is our NFL show, folks. We really hope you enjoy it. Please make sure to let me know all of the criticism over especially my Kansas City Chiefs calls.
I'm guessing MVP is probably going to be Lamar Jackson, just because he almost had it last year, and I think he's going to be mad that he didn't get it.
I don't think it's going to be Lamar.
You think it's going to be Mahomes?
No, I don't think it's going to be Mahomes. I honestly, in my heart, believe it is going to be a Josh 2.0.
That'd be fucking great.
I really do believe it. Because that team, above any other team, is going to be make or break on Josh Allen.
Oh, it's all on Josh.
Yes.
We don't have a backup plan.
You can't say the Mahomes thing because their defense is what bailed them out the last couple of years. Josh is the make or break, and I think he's going, once again, coming off of the wedding, having something to prove. Lamar is going to have that type of season where people are going to be like, oh, he should be MVP, kind of like it was last year, where everyone said, oh, Lamar, but Josh was kind of better. You know what I mean? I think Josh Allen is going to get the MVP again.
Knowing that Mitch Trubisky is the one behind him, I think is motivation enough to keep his ass over the fire.
Even though I got to say the best Mitch has looked is when he was back up from, I think that's why he went back to Buffalo. Because that's when he's looked at his best. Yeah. And if I was him, I'd be like, listen, you pay me whatever the fuck you want to pay me. Leave me on this bench behind Josh.
Yeah.
And I will be more than happy to end my career, Charlie Batch style, behind whoever the quarterback is.
Honestly, if you can live with not having the glory, having a career backup quarterback job sounds like the best job in the NFL.
Well, that's why I am so tickled about Tyson Badgett. I love this guy, and he's in his, I believe this is his 3rd year, because his first year was the year before Caleb. Mm-hmm. And he's awesome, and he's a solid quarterback, but he got this money. It was like, I think it's 2 years, $10 million. And he was like crying. He was so happy because the coaches were singing his praises. And everyone's like, he's such a hard worker and he's such a great guy. And it's like, dude, that is a backup. And he appreciates $5 million a year. In what world can you not appreciate $5 million a year?
Right?
And then I think he has provisions that can make it up to $16 million total for a 2-year contract. But if I was him, I'd be like, yeah,
fuck yeah,
keep signing me. I will do these 5-year because, like you said, his body's not going to get destroyed.
Yeah,
his family can set roots in Chicago, dude.
Well, like all you do is you have the bug in your ear, so you can help relay plays. You're going over things on the tablet. You're watching film during the week. You have to be ready to step into the game in case anything happens. But like. That sounds like the best job of all time.
Yeah. And he has proven, at least in this preseason and in last year, he had solid runs in playing. He can come in and be that backup that can win games.
You know you've reached middle age when you're like, God, I just wish I was a backup QB. I don't even need to be the starter. Dude, I just want to be the backup. Let me just warm a bench.
Yeah. So NerdPod Generations, episode 170 is in the books. We really hope you enjoyed. This was a marathon one for
2 weeks in a row. Jesus.
Yeah. So anyways, nerdpodgen.com is where you can go to look up anything NerdPod Generations. Make sure to check us out on YouTube. And now who does our artwork and our music?
Our art is by Kortney Howell. Our theme song is by Brendan Williams and James Connolly. I am Alfred Jutsum.
Next week might be
Alien
Thunderbolt
Earth
week.
Oh God, I forgot. I was like, we might have something good to talk about.
We'll have to see, folks. But anyways, make sure to check in next week.
We didn't even get to talking about Kevin Feige, Bo DeMeo.
No, we can't.
We can't get into that now.
Unless I get home.
We'll talk about that next week. Have a great week, friends and enemies.
All right, peace out.